what I'm looking for today, I don't think I'm going to find. In fact, based on the evidence that I've heard from other people across the UK, there is very little chance of me finding the caterpillar that I'm after. I have a new mission, and that mission is to try and find a second purple emperor larva here in Clipston Old Quarter, part of the Sherwood Forest National Nature Reserve. I say second because between myself and Nick and Samantha Brownlee, we only found the one caterpillar this year, although that was found as an egg about 50 yards down the track on a sallow from where I'm standing now. That resulting caterpillar, MP4, as it'll now be hitherto known as, is safely on a potted sallow on my backyard. I continued for a week or so looking for more purple emperor larvae. Never found any. Nick and Sam didn't find any either. And it seems that the lack of purple emperors isn't just confined to Sherwood Forest, and reports have been received and tales depicting a somewhat sorry picture for the prospect of purple emperors in 2024. What few larvae people have found down south have gone, and numbers are almost certainly going to be very low next year. But it would be nice if, against all the odds it seems, I could track at least one more wild purple emperor somewhere in this lot. If you're a long time viewer to this channel, you will know that the caterpillar that I'm looking for is a master of disguise. Being small, only about 10 mm in length at this time of year, plus being a master of camouflage, makes finding purple emperor caterpillars all the more difficult. There are a few tips that I can take, some guidance. There will of course be some signs of feeding on one particular leaf or a couple of leaves nearby, but this time of year purple emperor caterpillars will be sat resting at the very end of the leaf tip and facing up the midrib of the vein towards the leaf petiole. There's usually some small nibbles or chunks taken out of the leaf as the caterpillar feeds, but there's no large scale eating of foliage at this stage. But they are masters of camouflage. They can be seen higher up if the leaf is silhouetted against the sun. They're quite obvious to see them, but they tend to favour the shadier side of goat sallows or even the interior of that sallow. So it's no easy task. I've got to be thorough. It's painstaking fingertip searching. It's the only way you can look for these things at this time of year. looking for the silhouette of the larva as it rests on the leaf from underneath is probably the best tactic to employ. They are rarely found low down such as this, but they do occur, and so foliage that I can see easily from above and I can go through by hand, I tend to look on the upper surface of the leaves, but for higher up, for larvae that are 8, 10, 12 feet up, it's easier, I find, and you can scan the foliage quicker if you look from underneath. The silhouette really is obvious. But even more obvious if one was here, but I need to get in there and check the foliage that's sort of within the canopy of this goat sallow. There are a couple of goat sallows here, but I think that there is another, at least one larva tucked away on here. Finding it is going to be a different matter, and I could quite easily not show you this video, just show all videos that are successful, but I don't work like that. I like to sort of document what I do, and I'm not successful every time. When I'm working my way along this bottom path here at Clipson on Court, it's nice and sheltered here because it is a little bit breezy at times, but overall the weather's improving. There's a couple of large sallows down here, and the sallow at the far end, or towards the far end, had 4 L5 larvae on earlier this year. They all mysteriously disappeared. That seems to be a factor here with L5 larvae. They seem to be doing really well. Then they get to L5 in the final instar and are heading for pupation, and all of a sudden they just go. And I actually came one night with a torch at the time when I know pupa would have been around, but failed to find anything. What happens to these full-grown or near full-grown purple emperor larvae here in Sherwood Forest, I've no idea. But we'll have a wander along there and see if we can find an L3 larva for a start. There aren't any. At least none that I can find. It's the same here as in the big purple emperor sites down south. These low branches here tucked underneath this very large goat sallow actually had L5 larvae on this spring. That one branch here is marked, and I can find the feeding signs from larvae that were here in sort of May and June, but there's no sign of any larvae, current larvae. No L3s, there's no little nibbles. I'm not even seeing any signs of silk pads, because purple emperor larvae, as many of you will know, they rest on a silk pad at the end of that leaf. I'm seeing nothing. I'm seeing some similar feeding signs, but they're not feeding signs left behind by a purple emperor larva. So I need to continue looking. This tree is as good as any, because this one is the one that had the 4L5 larva. And purple emperor larvae, they're so easy to miss. The number of times that Nick and Samantha Brownlee and myself looked at this tree during the winter and the early part of the spring was numerous. We never found anything, despite really searching it well. And then one larva was found on one side, and then within a week or so, all of a sudden there was 4. But these obviously have an excellent camouflage, and they can tuck themselves away. They're very easy to miss. You can have one under your nose even when it's full grown and still not see it, let alone a 10mm larva. So it's a tough task, but it's one that's worth doing. Just to find one would really be something, to be honest. It'd be quite an achievement. So I need to keep looking. Starting to rain, so a steady circular walk back around towards where the car is. Well, that's the last of the goat sallows that I'm checking today. All the parts of the forest still to cover, but I've not found anything. No real surprise, but they're obviously here somewhere, but it must be in considerably smaller numbers than the number of eggs that were laid last year. And look what happened to those. Most of those got fried. You can check and check and check the same tree over and over again, not find anything. Then you come along one day, wallop, lo and behold, there's a purple emperor larva. Where they are, I don't know. Are they higher up in the tree? Well, they must be. They certainly can't be within easy reach and easy vision, even looking from below. I've not seen any sign of a larva today. Or one of the interesting things of monitoring species from year to year, and a good indication as to how species can seemingly disappear for many years at a site, and the number of larvae that we find in coming years could be the same as this year, virtually none, but we don't know. Only had a couple of sightings of adults earlier in the summer, but there are obviously some eggs around somewhere. Just hope that most were laid well before the washout in July.